Yeah. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Good.
Sorry, I was just watching the last play over again. Walk us through the last play. What was that was obviously what you wanted, but why did you go with that?
Yeah, there was a couple options out of it. The one option got nullified because there was a scrum in the middle of the court.
We got stuck on each other.
Yeah, it just held us, and we were trying to move, and it's not really worth talking about just because it's you don't want to talk about plays and other options and stuff like that when you don't run them, and you save them for certain times. But that was the option at the end. Of him just stepping right into that area after a lot of different screens and cuts. And,
So it was a breakdown then?
No.
No.
But there was just another option to the play that you couldn't see because we were being held. Go back and watch it. You'll see it.
What can this win do for your team?
Just a good road win, for us. Obviously we didn't shoot the ball well. We didn't play well in the first half. We had too many breakdowns. But just anytime you can kind of figure out a way to win, no matter how ugly it is, you're just hoping it can build confidence for your team, especially, like a program like Michigan State. Obviously, being able to win a game here, and I know there's no fans, but they were pretty good on the defensive end in the first half, just like they were pretty good defensively against Rutgers. So just our guys showing some intestinal fortitude to be able to flip it on them a little bit and play better defense ourselves. And then I thought Trayon just had a great game. And, but, our inability to make a shot, made it really hard at times, But it's one of those games where we found a way, and hopefully we can build off.
Did something loosen up in the second half where the offense functioned a little better?
Well, we made a couple more shots, and Trayon was able to score down low. And I think that was about it. Because if you go look at our, Zach was 3 for 5, and, Trayon shot well from the field, but nobody else shot well. So it was like, it was really hard, to find a basket here and there. It was really hard to know who to play, to be honest with you. But I thought the guys that did play played hard, even though we didn't make a shot. When you're struggling when you're playing good defense and your offense isn't clicking, like it's one of those things where you just kind of stick with it because nobody's, making shots. But it's still a difficult thing as a coach. Is like, am I doing the right thing? And who I'm sticking with, because no one's proven, well, at least in this game, that they could knock down a shot.
Right. Did your team do something better defensively? I know it wasn't necessarily bad in the first half, but you got so many turnovers in the second half. I know a lot of those were probably on Michigan State, but did something click more defensively in the second half?
No, just trying to keep them out of the paint, and then trying to keep them out of transition and keep them off the glass, and just make them score over us to the best of our ability. That's what we tried to do more in the first half. There was times we had success. Keep them out of the middle of the floor. And, just make it hard, make it difficult on them. And, I thought we did a little bit better job in the second half, even though at the end we started to foul again. And we wanted to, try to keep them off the line.
Are you starting to see Trayon maybe go to that level of consistency you've wanted from him? This is 3 games in a row now on the road. He's been pretty good against pretty good big guys.
Well, trying to get him to start off a game, I think that's the piece that we try to do is try to go to those guys early and kind of see how people are guarding them, see what they're doing. Against Illinois, he gets hit a couple of times. He doesn't, get those plays to go down for him. It just never got established. And all of a sudden, the second half, we have a really good run to start the second half, and did some really good things there. We're just trying to get him established as early as possible and then be consistent. I know he's had number-wise some games. And the one thing is with talented guys is like their gauge isn't the other people on the team. Like their gauge is themselves. Right. And so like he's a talented guy. He can pass, he can rebound, he can score with his back to the basket. And so just trying to get him to work harder so his job is easier. Don't try to make things difficult. Don't try to catch the ball at 15 feet, catch the ball at 7 feet. Work the guy inside on box outs, things of that nature. Just trying to get him to be detail oriented, because when he is and he gets good position, he's tough to handle. And, he made some free throws down the stretch for us. I know he missed that one, but, he came up big for us tonight. There's no doubt about that.
Have you ever had a substitution pay off that much, that quick as
No.
you did with Zach?
No, just the whole thing that happened in terms of getting the steal that Eric Hunter and Brandon did a good job at denying. Normally we're terrible at denying right there. We're not a pressing team. And so when we go and say, hey, don't let them catch, somebody lets them catch, and Brandon did not let Aaron Henry catch. And then Eric's the one that made that play. They had to go to him, and then it went off of him. And then the offensive rebound. Mason and Zach were very, very active and obviously kept it alive and got that jump ball. So, just that right there, and getting those guys to knock that out and make it difficult for a catch, and then obviously fight for that offensive rebound that led to a jump ball, and we had the arrow. So
I'm good. Thank you, Matt.
Norm?
Yeah, Matt, just you've talked a little bit this season about maybe the lack of awareness sometimes your team has, but just to have the awareness to keep pumping the ball inside. And I'm sure you were urging them to do that, but for them to do that down the stretch, how much of a step is that for this club?
yeah, it's great. We were trying to run a lot of different action to get him a deep post catch, and they were really holding down there. And so we were hoping through that we get some good looks too from the perimeter. But, we tried to run as much as we could where those post-ups were in the middle of the paint, just to try to make it harder for them to double. When they went smaller, that was a concern of ours. Can they pick and pop offensively and use some threes or drive us at that time? And, that's definitely a concern. But no, we were trying to get him the basketball as much as possible to play through.
Before the last play, I believe you said something to Brandon Newman standing in the corner.
Yes.
I don't know if that was part of the play that was supposed to be run or what, but kind of what were you trying to relate to?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people that get back on defense late in games, you're accustomed to getting back on defense. And obviously with 6 seconds, there's nothing to get back on defense about. And so I was kind of explaining to him where I thought this shot was going to come from. There was 2 places where it could come from. And what I was telling him wasn't where the shot came from. That was the other option, because when you shoot a short shot, you're going to miss short. And you shoot long shots. So if it would have ended up into a long shot, I was explaining to him, just don't run into the rim. Just pause for a second, try to pick up the flight of the ball and get opposite and try to pick up that long rebound. And so I don't know if he listened to me or actually digested it, but it was what I was talking to him about.
Well, I thought you were running the play for him. That's why you were talking.
No, he was out of the play.
All right. And you did talk about Trayon's free throws, but here's a guy that's put in a lot of work at the free throw line, and to see him step up and keep your team within 1 possession in those final seconds, what kind of boost can this be for him just to be able to step to the line and do that?
Yeah, no question. It's hopefully the confidence of making them is one thing, but the confidence of making them down the stretch is another. Each one of them mattered. And obviously that last one that he missed, it's tough, man. It's a tough situation, and hopefully he can build off of it and just keep feeling good. But he's put some time in. Coach Lutz has, really worked with him on his free throws and his concentration and just not getting through. A lot of times when guys struggle at something, you want to ignore it or get away from it or get through it because you're not very good at it. But when in reality, he could shoot 75% from the line. He just has to keep plugging and keep working. But no, it's good that he, obviously knocks some down, and hopefully he can build some confidence.
Just a quick one, just what Jaden did for you there in the first half to kind of give you some baskets and give you a little bit of offense there.
Yeah, it was great because, you needed the way they were, pressuring us with some of the things. He was able to attack and get to the basket and, make a couple layups at the rim. So I thought he did some good things. It's a couple of those guys there. I thought Isaiah did some good things. I thought he did some good things. But yeah, it was a good game, for the guys off the bench. And a lot of times they play through their scoring so much, and Jaden's that way. Jaden's like every other good scoring guard you've ever had. Like if they score well, they think they play well. And I thought, even though he's 3 for 9 and 0 for 3 from 3, I thought he did some good things for us. And I think once you kind of see that and experience a great road win like that, you just hopefully it can build confidence in other areas for him.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for Coach Painter?
Yeah, I got one. Matt, can you just kind of talk about, does a play like that kind of propel you through a 4-game road stretch? I know it wasn't supposed to be a 4-game road stretch, but it is now with the Nebraska game. So talk about that one play and how that can boost your team. I don't know, to going on a little run.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 4 out of 5. So instead of a 4-game road, 4 out of 5 on the road, we get 4 straight. So yeah, it's part of it. Like with everything that's going on this year, it's, anybody that would complain, you're up against it. And, we've been pretty fortunate actually. So we've been pretty fortunate in the situation we're in with everything in the pandemic. We haven't missed any practice time, 0 practice time since the start of practice. And, but yeah, being able to win a game on the road and versus a quality opponent, like that's, hopefully it'll help us, the rest of the year and, playing road games.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hey, Matt, can I get one in?
Sure.
Did you listen to the Run DMC and the public addresses announcing it at all?
I did. They played It's Tricky. I heard it.
Yes. There you go. I like it. Seriously, though, just give the backstory on the pregame sign of solidarity that both teams and officials had. What message do you hope was sent by all of you?
Yeah, well, Coach Izzo, reached out to me before, and I talked to our players after shoot around today, and they were all for it. Just, just the double standard, more than anything, and just, America needs to be able to see that, especially white America, and see the double standard that's been going on for years, and now for that to happen, it just makes you sick to your stomach. And but we need to get, like anything, we need to have great leaders, and we need to have leadership right now in our country, across the board that that stands up and sends the right message, but also from law enforcement. We not just have to make strides. We gotta, if it's anything, just you got to start over with people, what they understand in the world, and treat everybody equal, because it's not been happening, and that was just another example of it. But I appreciated him instigating that and saying that, because obviously it's at Michigan State, and the whole Michigan State community and their players supporting, and obviously all of our staff and our players supporting it also, because it was the right thing to do.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good seeing you. They played It's Tricky at Iowa too.
Yeah, that's. I was very impressive that you had enough focus on the old school hip hop to hear that. I appreciate that.
No doubt. Even though that gets a little bit commercial for Run DMC, that's like the number one. If you go like to any of those, Rhapsody or whatever, it's the number one song that gets, but it's not their best song. To me, it's not even like one of their top 10 songs. So.
Hard Times actually would probably be more fitting.
Hard Times, that was the first song on the Rockbox album. That was the first one. Then it was Rockbox after that. So there might be like 5 to 6 songs off of that one that are better than It's Tricky. It's not even close. It's like that 30 Days. It's, it's not even remotely close. I don't understand. It's a good song, but it got a little commercial, and then that's sometimes that's what happens. I don't want to say anything negative about my favorite band, my favorite rap band, rap group, whatever you would call it. So.
I don't know if you can see me smiling through my mask, but I love it.
There you go.
Good luck this season. See ya.
All right. See you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Matt.